Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. The castle is quiet. Georg reads his books. He studies clairaudience. How will I learn this thing? He asks himself.
Brownies.
Lots and lots of brownies.
All right. Um. So yeah, I think we, yeah, study and work away the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Skip on to tomorrow.
All right. It is the
I
next
guess.
day.
Yeah. I guess for astrologizing, I need to know the birth date and time of a person,
What
so I
person
could
are
do
you
my own.
astrologizing?
Well, I could have used it on. If I knew his birth date, I would have done it on Lance to figure out if his hunt will go successful.
Hmm.
At this point, it would only be on myself. I don't know if you feel like having Georg astrologize his own future.
If you'd like to, that is something we can do.
Yeah, so maybe later that night after studying, gaze up at the stars and the newly risen constellations. The future of that person limited to the next 30 days. I guess I don't actually get to request much. But let's go ahead and roll. I would like to see if this Displacer Beast hunt will go successful, but I can only do it in relation to myself, and I don't even know if I can request the specific event. Um,
Ooh.
but I do astrologize quite well.
Yes, you do.
And if nothing else, I see the stars. Are there any new constellations in the sky, or still just Malchus and Jexel at this point?
Um, late at night / early in the morning, I believe. Who is it? Chis and Reluna begin to rise in the sky, but that's very, very late or very, very early. Actually, here, I'm just going to show you this. Do you see that popping up? The temple
Yeah,
layout?
yeah. Is that how the order of the constellations?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so these gods are roughly in their spots for the constellations, and at least in the big outer circle, not Illumis and Relcor, and not the ones in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, in the winter sky, if it's the middle of winter, I guess when the sun first sets, you might see like Bellum and Verasi setting,
Mm-hmm.
and then as the sun rises, you might see Malchus and Jexel coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So where you are now is, if it was the start of spring, in the middle of the night, Chis would be high in the sky, and if it was the start, or in the middle of spring, Chis would be at the top in the middle of the night, and if it's the middle of summer, Dorbath and Guam would be at the top, and if it's the middle of, wait, I think I'm mixing this up. No, in the middle of the night, yeah, that's right. And in the middle of the night for fall, Agepa is high in the sky. In the middle of the night for winter, there's no one in the sky, and maybe you can see Verasi and Melkis off in the distance on the horizons.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And does any of this bode well for me or for
Yes,
Displacer Beast hunting?
you don't get anything about Displacer Beast hunting. What you do get is a, how do you say this? You will be presented with a moral dilemma in the near future.
Yeah, pretty much every day of my life. Thanks, astrology, for being super vague.
Well, that's how astrology works. It's super vague.
Right.
But it is Sunday the 13th, the next day. When you wake up, the keep is quiet. What are you doing? What are Georg's ambitions?
I think I'm gonna head back to town and see if Marjorie is still around.
Ah, yes.
Who she's interested in heading to Thornwood and seeing what's going on there.
Yeah. So you head back into town. It's an hour walk there. No problem whatsoever. And you head over to... Where is it that Marjorie's working these days? To the First Falls
Last
Inn.
I saw, yeah, she was at the inn.
Yep.
First Falls.
You pop your head in and
Actually, before I do that,
Oh.
because chat keeps pestering me about this, and I said I would, I'll check on that little orphan child whose father I murdered brutally.
How do you go about checking in on the orphan?
I would swing by the house and see if anyone's there, and talk to the neighbors. If
Sure, you swing by the house and it looks like people live there now.
really,
Yeah. The door's open. There's a woman hanging laundry out front.
can I see the baby girl?
You don't see a baby girl anywhere.
I'll, I guess, give a knock on like the door frame next to the open door.
She turns and looks at you, recognizes you, and gives you like a deep curtsy. The bow of the head.
Hello, I'm Carl. I used to live down the street. I was wondering if you knew. Do I know the name of the guard that I killed?
No.
If you knew the man who used to live here, I believe he was a guardsman.
Yes, I do. Or I did.
And who are you? And where is he?
My name is Anna. The man who used to live here. Well, he died.
That's a tragedy. And of his daughter?
His daughter was taken in by his family, I believe. He has a sister. She points down the road towards the bait and tackle a little bit. Who lives over there?
Would I know where his sister is, or was I not that neighborly of a neighbor?
You were not that neighborly of a neighbor. You don't know anyone's name on the street.
Okay. Okay. Does she point to the house specifically, or she just vaguely points?
She just points down the road. She doesn't point out a specific house.
Could you direct me to?
Of course, of course. Yeah, just head down the road, take a right, and it should be the third house on the left.
Third house on the left. Thank you. You have a nice day.
She gives you a deep curtsy and a head bow again. As Georg the something cruises down the street.
I think I'm right across the street from the First Falls Inn, right?
Correct.
So I'll go see Marjorie first, and then probably just drop off a sack of gold.
So you ask where it is. She points it out, and then you turn around and walk the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You find Marjorie sweeping out the front porch at the First Falls Inn. She shines you a bright smile as you approach her.
Is she in the front porch, back porch?
Front porch.
Okay. I approach. This is a inn, not a tavern, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Marjorie,
Carl.
hope you've been well. It's been quite a while.
Here I was thinking you forgot about me.
No, just been very busy. It was Lord Song's birthday the other day, and there were
Paladins in the street.
You saw that, did you? Well, I'm sure the whole town saw that.
Anyway, what brings you here? I see that you've moved out of your house.
Yes, I'm spending most of my time at the keep these days. Um, well, my schedule has freed up a little bit, and I came to ask if you were still.
Interested in getting my family to safety?
Yes, yes. I have a bit of a. Well, I'm curious what remains of the Red Shields, and could do with a trip to Thornwood. If you would like me to look for your sister, or you have any interest or leads.
Gosh, I've been thinking about what I was gonna say to you when you showed up, and now that you're here,
If it would help, you can chew me out. Are there any like customers around, or is it just?
No, there's no one around right now. What? Here, have a seat. She motions to a bench nearby, and she sits down on it. I do need your help, Carl. But first, I have a confession to make.
Don't we all?
No, no, please don't get mad. I didn't really have a choice in this. But Lady Redshield imprisoned my family and told me that if I didn't get close to you and figure out what you were up to, she would
I mean, Gator's
have them all
nostrils are
killed.
flaring, and he's like biting back anger. He doesn't react. He doesn't react. Like it's subtle, little like.
The whole story about my sister and everything was all just a cover, and the guards attacking me was all just a ploy. But now that Lady Redshield's gone,
And you're telling me this? Why?
because she locked my family away in the dungeons, and without her to get them out, they're still locked down there.
Oh, it's been a month. Woman, they may have starved by now.
Well, you weren't around. You left.
So you were planning on duping me until I was.
I didn't have a
less
choice.
interested than you expected, and
I didn't have a choice. I was just here to collect information.
and
Don't be
I
mad.
understand. I put a hand on her shoulder.
I hate the Red Shields as much as you do.
I understand. Wizards can be very terrifying. Make you do things that really, well, in that case, you expect them to be in Red Shield Manor?
No, no, the dungeons under the keep.
Oh. Shouldn't be too much trouble. At least to make contact.
You can do that? And you would do that for me? You're not at all like Lady Redshield described you.
I'm curious. How did she describe me?
She said you were a murderous wizard with a black heart who wished to see the destruction of everything in your path.
Perhaps she was describing herself.
Perhaps.
Well, the tables have turned, and it is Lady Redshield who is on the run, stripped of land and titles.
So you can get my family out of the dungeons? It should be my mother and my father and my two sisters and my younger brother and my niece and my nephew.
I'll see what I can do.
She throws her arms around you in a big hug.
I'm like sitting down, still. I don't like hug. I think my arms are like pinned at my side. Face still kind of like. Although I kind of suspected as much. Her story was a little kooky.
It was a little off. The timing of those guys on the road and her, and they just caught up to her just as you showed up. It's all. Yeah. There was something fishy about it.
Unfortunately, her plan just kind of came unraveled when I was way less interested than she expected, or way more easily distracted than she expected.
Well, also, you finished up the Red Shield stuff right away, and then she had this like, uh-oh, wait a minute, the person to return the stuff to is dead. What do I do? Or not dead, but, gone. You left her in an awkward situation.
Yeah. So, Marjorie, what exactly were you supposed to do with me?
I was supposed to find out what your true intentions were and what you knew and get as close to you as I needed to find this information out. But I'm glad that didn't have to happen.
Yes, God forbid you learn my true intentions. And you were supposed to report to Lady Redshield. How? How would you send this message?
When I found something significant enough, I would just leave town and head back.
I nod. Well, I will depart for Thornwood and see what I can learn of the fate of the Red Shields and of your family.
She smiles.
I
makes a polite excuse to get back to her work. Gives you another hug and waves you off.
I head down the street towards the orphan.
Ryan has finally managed to have a relationship more awkward than Silac and the slave girl.
What in the fuck? Chat, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm still not totally. Yeah.
Still
I'm gonna detect magic on this Marjorie girl. See if she's Lady Redshield in disguise or something. Double secret wizards. I'm gonna head to the girl's house.
Right. To the sister's house.
Creepily peek in the window and see if I can verify that there is indeed a baby, or like listen for crying. Confirm that this is the place without knocking.
Yeah, you peek in through a window, you see the back doors open, but you don't see anybody in the room.
Mm-hmm. Can I hear anything?
Nah, just the sounds of the town around you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these houses are built in such a way that there's like a communal backyard with an outhouse or two.
Mm-hmm.
And there's usually like there are ways to get to that backyard section without going through the houses, so it's pretty easy to scope around the territory.
Okay. Gold. How much is a gold worth to a peasant? One gold, about $100. 10 gold is like about like how long would a peasant live off of?
Ooh, we have, luckily, to answer this question, monthly wages based on income, or based on social class or job. Where is it hiding? Chapter. Here we go. Common wages. A laborer earns a silver a week or a gold a month if they're hired for like that doesn't make any sense. Weekly wage a silver, monthly wage a gold? Where a stonemason makes a gold a week and 4 gold a month. I think this is just a mistake.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be 2 silver a week or 5 silver a month.
Okay.
Let's see. A huntsman makes 2 gold a week, 10 gold a month. Yeah, but your general laborer is a silver a week.
Okay. So like someone like a family could live off of 5-10 gold a year. It sounds like.
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe not, because if you're a laborer, your wife is probably doing something else, and your children are probably working too. I think
Okay.
like 10 gold would probably be enough for a year.
Yeah, I think I'll leave 15 gold. So I think I'll like pull around. The back door is open.
Yeah. As you pull around to that backyard area, you see a woman with a baby on her hip, hanging up the laundry on some lines.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I want to be seen, so I'll slip away, slip back. Like as soon as I round the house or whatever, and I see her, I'm gonna like slip back around to the front of the house.
You could go invisible, leave the gold, and harvest her soul to make you not lose your stats.
If she's not alive to spend the gold on the baby, this all backfires.
Just leave the gold in the cradle for the next person to take it. Oh god. What have we done?
I think I'll pull out a piece of parchment and pen a quick note. I don't even know the girl's name, do I?
No. What note do you pen?
I think I'll just... Oh god. Is this thing ominous, or... I think... So that she will want for nothing. And then just like... Maybe sign it with a big ominous... Just a G. Just the letter G. Fold it up like around the gold, I think. So like I'll fold the piece of parchment around just like a little bundle of 15 gold. Are there mailboxes in this day and age?
No.
Is the front door locked?
No.
Unlocked?
It's unlocked.
I'll open the front door actually and find somewhere to stash this. If I could like see a crib, I'll actually throw it in the crib.
Yeah, there's a crib.
Okay, I'll slide it in the crib while mom's out back. Or I guess not mom, auntie. Out back and slip on out the front door, hoping that I'd,
You walk out the front door, and as you do so, you notice that there are a few people on the street who take notice of you exiting the house.
Oh, fuck. Not so secret wizards. I walked out, shut the door behind me, and just walked down the street. Oh, fuck. Now they'll know who the note's from.
Oh. All right. Anything else you want to do during this day?
I think I will immediately set out for Thornwood.
Okay.
Can we pull up the bigger map?
Yeah. Let's
I
pull up
can
the
measure
full
distances.
map.
I'm not done with Ramdal's spellbook, so I can just tell him that I...
Thornwood is 30 miles by road.
Okay. So on horseback... What time of day is it?
It's
late.
around noon.
By horseback, how long does the journey take?
If you're on horse, you can do it in a day if your horse is unencumbered. If you're on foot, it's a day and a half, or you can force march it and do it in a day. But you'd have got to leave pretty early. And it's almost spring, so the days are almost as long as the nights.
If you are in an extra dimensional pocket when the duration expires, where do you go? So I'm thinking if I for instance use a rope trick to like rope trick through my ceiling and then hang out up there till the duration expires, will I like appear on the roof at the end of the duration?
No, you get dumped out through the mouth of the extra dimensional space.
But if the mouth of the extra dimensional space is so if you're in a room and the rope can't go the full 25 feet, does it end on the ceiling or does it like tunnel through? Maybe it even says this in the spell. I'm wondering if it can be used, for instance, to get out of like a jail cell or something. Trick.
You end up in 3-dimensional space in a 2-dimensional area. So when the 3-dimensional space empties, I would think of it not as just vanishing, but as like squishing down and pushing everything out through that 2-dimensional spot.
Persons in the extra-dimensional space must climb down prior to the end of the spell, or they are dropped from the height at which they entered the extra-dimensional space. So I guess the question is, does the casting of the spell drill through solid, or does it just stop as soon as it hits a wall or a ceiling or something?
I'm going to rule that it stops as soon as it hits a wall.
Okay. So if you cast it in a room, it would just like the rope would rise till it hits the ceiling, and that's where the entrance
crawl through the ceiling. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna procure myself a horse, a real live horse.
75 gold.
75. They don't trust me with horses.
No. The horse salesman in town has seen you kill 3 of his horses. Some of them in a single day. He will not rent you a horse unless you're going to the keep.
Okay.
Or you can rent a horse, but he asks for a full 75 gold deposit on his horse.
Okay. Sure, whatever. So I think we have this discussion, and I hand him 75 gold with just an open-ended possibility to sell it back to him at some later date.
Right.
Can a riding horse? How much can a riding horse carry?
Unfortunately, I think they carry like 220 before they're encumbered. Or no, I think that's a heavy war horse. I think riding horse is like 180. Riding horse is 180 before encumbrance.
Okay. What if I enlarge the horse? Does that make it proportionally stronger?
It doesn't say your stats don't go up, but it would be silly for it not to.
All right. Well, I will. I will procure the riding horse, my deep pockets. So how many hours? It's only like 12 hours on horseback?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can leave now and have my deep pockets not expire by the end of the day. Okay. So I'll buy this riding horse, hop aboard. It should be unencumbered. I'm 165. I think my robe weighs 10 pounds, regardless of how much is stuffed in it.
Right. So that's 175 plus your staff, but you can put your staff in your robe.
Staff is in my robe. So I think the horse should be unencumbered. Yeah.
Cool. You
set off at full speed
for Thornwood.
And I will plan to ride past dark.
Okay. Boop, boop, boo.
Cat has so little faith in my ability to keep this horse alive.
Okay. So you head off down the road towards Thornwood. It is, a nice average day. Sun's shining, warm on your back. The winter chill is gone. Spring is just around the corner. You can feel it in your bones. And just as you're hitting the start of the Thornwood Forest, maybe like 5 minutes into the Thornwood Forest, a man steps out in the middle of the road before you, wearing studded leather armor that looks like it's seen better days. He has got a old saber in one hand.
He like pulls into the road is so narrow that he's able to block my path? Because I'm probably moving at a nice trot.
Yeah, you're moving at a nice trot, but he steps out like 80 feet in front of you. Maybe not 80, like 50 feet in front of you.
I'm forced to like stop or ride him down or something like that?
You don't have to stop it. He steps out and walks into the middle of the road with a drawn weapon and stands in the middle of the road. Right. It's a very kind of like...
my horse, and he's like, no! And I say to him, "You poor soul." And I look around expectantly? Is there look like there's an ambush happening? Or
Yeah,
do I
you
just
see two men step out on the road behind you, and another man comes out on the road behind the guy in front of you. So there's directly in front of you, 50 feet, is a man with a saber.
Mhm.
30 feet behind him is a man with a bow, and behind you is a similar setup, a man with a club and a man with a crossbow.
Okay.
The guy says, "Well, poor we may be right now, but by the end of this encounter, I'm pretty sure we're a mite more wealthy."
Cast a blink before, as I just as he starts spieling, I mutter magic words under my breath. Would you like me to roll initiative?
No, you are surprising him. He's chatting at you while you cast blink, and you either he's never seen a wizard or he thinks you're a kook.
It's somatic and verbal, so I guess I do wave my hands around.
But he's chatting. He's kind of lazy about his speech.
Actually, wraith form would be awesome.
So
That's
why
super.
don't you come on down off that horse, give up any gold or silver you have on you, and we'll just take your gold and your silver and your horse and let you live. Makes it easy on all of us, One of the things
How
I
far-
really hate is cleaning my sword.
You said there's 5 of them,
4 of them.
4 of them,
2
one in
range,
front,
2 melee.
2... Okay, and one in front, one behind,
Yes.
and then an archer on either side.
Yes, archer and crossbowmen.
Okay.
Are crossbowmen technically archers? I've always thought archer is a bowman, but
Yeah, I would agree. I'm rolling initiative for the next round.
yeah, that's about right. He says, we'll let you live, and upon seeing your kind of...
So he's like, we'll let you live. I rush him, pull out my flash powder. I assume they don't beat a 3.
hold on, I haven't rolled all of them. Did you get a 3 on your initiative?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking monster, you. Oh my god, no, they do not beat a 3.
Actually, I rush him or the archer. I think I'm upon the archer before they have a chance to really react. And there's just a flash of colors. And I don't even think the archer gets a save. I think he's just KO'd instantly.
With
He's
a
like
color
going through a
spray?
spiel, like, why don't you just leave your silver on the ground? And I'm like walking towards him, and then I just, I don't know. I
Are you
start casting
on-
a spell, dash towards the archer.
Are you on horseback or on foot doing this?
I am blinking. I think I will blink off the horse as soon as.
No, but you're going at 3, your blink goes at 7. So are you walking past the guy, or are you riding your horse past him? Because if you're going towards the archer and you go past him, he gets an attack of opportunity on you. Is what I'm saying.
I go at an angle. Like he's here, I go over there. I go off road. I assumed I dismounted from the horse
Okay.
because I'm about to blink anyways, and doesn't that cause I blink off the horse anyway?
Right. Okay, so you leap off your horse, dart around the guy, who doesn't react in time to get to you. You get to the archer, color spray him, he immediately falls unconscious.
And if I can, I would move to the other archer, but I don't know if I have enough movement yet.
What is that? 50 and 30 feet. It's 80 feet. Then you need to go another 80 and 80. That's another 160 feet. No, you don't have the movement to get to the other archer. The crossbowman, well behind you, aims a shot. Quarrel looses
when does he
through
go?
the air. He goes at crossbow. He goes at 11.
So he misses
Oh,
because I'm
actually.
10 feet left of where he thought I would be.
Absolutely. Yeah, he misses. The men with the sabers actually, I think, go first. I messed up the initiative. Saber 5. No, they all go at 11. All the NPCs go at 11.
Did the melee guys converge?
One melee guy goes after you, the one that's on your side, the one that stepped out in front of you with the saber, runs after you. You blink out of the way as a quarrel goes through the space you're in, and the saber slashes down in between where you were supposed to be. The
I
other,
whisper to the leader, "You've made a horrible mistake."
the other man has hopped on your horse. The other swordsman that was behind you.
Bastard.
Yes. He's hopped on your horse, and, well, initiative for next round.
I was gonna go for the crossbowman, but I think I'm running at the horse if I can beat him. Oh, maybe I'm not even beating my blink. I do not beat my blink. Nobody beats my blink.
All right.
I think if I fail to beat my blink, I go like dead last. But
You might want to look up the rules for failing to beat your blink, but if anyone else fails to beat your blink, all their attacks automatically miss,
If I
right?
blink lower than my initiative, I blink out and attack in whatever direction I'm facing and must go through with my attack.
Okay.
So I don't even know what that... I mean, like, I was going to run to the guy who stole my horse and try and kill him with a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
But I blink when when no one's expecting me to blink.
And which direction do you blink in?
Yeah. 2.
That's to your right.
Okay. So there's nothing there, right?
Right, so you're like running towards this guy with the dagger, and as you go up to stab at him, you like blink to the side. In the meantime, the crossbowman has launched another crossbow, a quarrel at you, which misses. The saberman goes to strike at you and misses. The guy on horseback, he's got a fucking horse. What is he doing? He reins the horse around and actually takes off down the road in the direction of Misty Rapids on your horse. He's a horse thief now. That's punishable by death.
Mm-hmm. I think I will shout that as much. And horse theft is punishable by death.
He laughs back at you. And we initiative again. Blink is awkward sometimes.
God damn it.
You keep trying to beat your blink, and it's not working.
Doesn't matter. At the end of my round, I pull out the amulet and unleash just a flurry of missiles.
Hold on. They all go first.
I don't think they can do... Like, if I blink... Well, if they beat 5...
The crossbowman...
There's no way a crossbow can beat 5.
No, but he's seen enough. Magical blinking man who shoots bright colors out of him that knock people unconscious. He's had his fill. His friend's got a horse. He takes off. He just vanishes back into the woods. It's just you and the Saberman left, who is trying to engage you. He keeps running around trying to hack at you, but you keep like disappearing and reappearing. Mm-hmm. He curses you, saying something along the lines of, "You little shit, stop moving so I can rip you to pieces!" But you magic missile him?
Yeah, I hope I can still hit the horseman.
What's the range?
So he just mounted last round. 60 yards plus 10 yards per level. I'm casting at level 11, I think. So 180 yards.
That's the movement of a horse in a single round.
Okay.
So if you beat his initiative on the horse this round, you get to go first.
I went last this round, but he hasn't moved. Like he
moved
last
round.
Mm-hmm.
He left last round. This round, the archer moves. So if you beat his initiative, if you don't beat this initiative this round, he'll have moved twice.
Hold on, no. I've already rolled initiative this round. Everyone's already rolled. This is the end of the round.
This is our third round of initiative. So the first round, he mounted the horse. Second round...
The first round, I dismounted. The first round...
You dismounted, color sprayed.
Yeah. Okay, and then...
he mounted on the horse.
Okay.
And then the second round is he left.
Round 2. Round 2, he mounted, and I missed with a dagger. Right?
Round 1, he mounted. You missed with the dagger, and then he left, moved after you missed with the dagger. Because he hasn't made any attacks. All he's done is get on your horse and then take off.
Okay. So he's out of range. How far away is he?
You roll. What was your initiative? Oh, your initiative's way high.
I go last.
Yeah. No, he is 360 yards down the road.
Motherfucker. All right, I will not cast the magic missile if I can choose not to at this point.
Yeah, I think that's
if I can make a regular attack, I guess it doesn't matter. I blink wildly. Miss. So I've got this amulet in my hand. And I coolly turn to this guy, and I guess I...
Make your attack at him?
There's no attack.
Okay.
because I blinked and missed.
All right, so then initiative for next
2.
round.
7.
Goes
Blinking at the same time.
7.
I
Everything happens at 7. Everything happens. What's
Okay.
the rules
I
for
think
tying
I
with blink?
I thought we had decided that if you tie with blink, that the attacks miss. Does that also mean my attack?
I think that's what
the way
blink
it was
says.
worded, it was like it made it sound like if you have to beat the initiative. Disappears, instantly reappears. Can only be attacked by opponents who win initiative or by those who are able to strike both locations at once. So he has to win initiative in order
Oh, so that means an archer could actually make a shot at you if you
to... Oh,
blink.
you're right. The crossbowman can't. But if you have 2 attacks around, you can.
Real, but a crossbowman could, because if you
No,
blink
he
10
only-
feet, he could.
Oh, wait.
Or those who are able to strike both locations at
It says
once.
e.g. a breath weapon, fireball, or similar wide area attack.
Oh, I see.
I think if you've got an AoE, you can. If it's a targeted thing.
Okay, that's fine.
But a bow who gets a second attack at the end of the round could.
Right.
Because you get to re-aim, I guess, at the end of the round.
Right.
But I assume that also means that my attack whiffs as well, correct?
I believe so. Anyway, so he takes a slash with his saber. You blink just as the blade is about to cross into you.
Mhm.
And you notice the anger on his face turns to concern.
5 rounds. I don't know if you wanted me to roll how long that guy was unconscious for, but
I would love that, actually.
that's 5 rounds. So this is round 4, I think.
Yeah.
Or that was round 4. So
Yes.
Okay. Next round, I'm not gonna risk it.
Is this also your last round of blink?
I think blink lasts for 6.
Oh, because you're... Okay, yeah.
6. But I cast blink 1 round before the color spray. So this will be the last round of blinks, the last round of unconsciousness, probably.
Right. Okay. Give me an initiative roll.
Yeah, how does it work if I just, like, don't care?
You add your initiative to the blink initiative. So you'd roll your d10 plus whatever, and then add it to whatever your initiative is for blink,
Alright,
which just puts you super last.
yeah. So I blink at 7, dagger at 13.
He slashes once more at 12 with his sword.
Okay.
And then
So I'm
as
not
you...
where... Actually, let's see where I blinked to. 2 is...
to your right. To his left. So he slashes again. You disappear before him once more.
coming at him, and then I come rushing at him from his left. Is that going to be a flank attack?
Yep.
+1. Damn it. Oh my god.
Swing and a miss.
Ugh.
Give me initiative.
And there's no more blinks.
The other
4.
guy wakes up.
D20. Okay, so I go first, I assume, with a 4.
Yes, you do. You slash with your dagger. The Saberman has had enough, though. He doesn't realize your blink is out, and after 5 attacks at a person who keeps disappearing before him, he turns and just runs. That gives you an attack of opportunity against him with back attack.
20.
Oh! You hit.
5 damage.
Oh
with
my
that
god. That's not enough to kill him. But you stab him in the back. He stumbles for a little bit and runs into the woods. The bowman is like still rubbing his head as he gets to his feet. Looks around, sees no one, sees his friend running, and you standing there with a slightly bloody dagger, and starts to run in the other direction into the woods.
Can I keep eyes on both of them next round? I guess let's...
I mean, they're running in opposite directions, so you can follow one.
I want to cast a magic missile at both of them.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, if you
They-
can beat their initiative, you can target both of them.
Can I cast less magic missiles? So as to not blow them to pieces?
I presume you could target the extra ones at inanimate objects. You know, you could send 1 after each of them and 3 at a tree.
9 on my initiative with the missiles.
One of them goes first. The archer.
I think I
vanishes.
bail on the missiles then. The archer, I lose sight of the archer.
Yeah, he vanishes into the woods. You still have eyes on the Saberman.
I run after the wounded leader. So I run the wounded leader down, and I'll attack him with a dagger or just give chase.
You're gonna have to give chase because you could only make a half move and attack him while he is made a full move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I will run up. I'll run up next to him then.
Okay.
Actually,
yeah.
I beat his initiative, right?
Yes.
I don't bother casting magic missiles, but I close with him dagger in hand. And unless you want to do like some kind of chase rule, he'll provoke an opportunity attack. If he
Correct.
continues.
Yeah. So he continues to run. You get another opportunity attack at him.
12.
Stab him in the back. Leather armor is only so good.
4 points of damage.
You bring him down. He falls flat on his face, groaning.
I draw blood from my hand to charge the amulet with... Actually, I guess I didn't need that many souls. I was too greedy. Charge a true seeing. I guess I already have an invisibility and a magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I harvest his soul, bringing all my stats back to full.
Alright. You look up from the dead corpse at your feet.
I kick him and spit on him.
Bandits stole your horse.
Yeah, I start trudging back down the road following the horse hooves.
They head off in the direction of Misty Rapids. They break free from the clearing pretty quickly. You know, because the forest isn't that deep here. Oh, that's why I can't see what I'm looking at. You're actually over here now. Boop. So you see the horse hooves, or you actually see the horseman maybe like a few hundred yards out down the road. He has dismounted the horse and is kind of giving it a look all around. Inspecting the animal that he's captured, but he's a few hundred yards down the road.
Yeah, I'll sneak up on him if I can.
All right, you.
Yeah.
You begin to. How would you like to sneak up on him?
I guess just move as silently as I can and.
Okay.
Up, like from behind a hill if there's any cover I can get.
There's not a lot of cover. He's clear of the forest and the open plains.
I'm thinking how this didn't set me back that much time, right? If I can resolve this quickly, I can get back on the road and on with my day. Okay.
Yeah. So as you start, going for whatever small bits of cover you can find, keeping yourself as low to the ground as possible, moving quickly and quietly in his direction. But it looks like
Featherfall make one quieter. She's light as a feather, right? The mass, a piece of down.
Yeah, but you're still impacting the ground.
Sure.
He spots you coming as he's like looking over his horse, and then he sees you.
My horse. How far off does he spot me from?
Spots you from 200 yards.
Okay. If he makes eye contact, I stand up. Horse theft is punishable by death.
You yell the 200 yards towards him.
As I break into a jog.
Hops on the horse, tips his hat to you, and gallops down the road.
We should calculate his weight if you want to see if he can move.
That's true. Let me randomize a human male. He weighs 5'6", 154 pounds. Leather armor is 15 pounds. Clothes are 5 pounds. That's 174. He's got a sword and a knife. The saber is 4 pounds. The knife is 1. That's still less than the 180. Yeah, he's not encumbered. The horse is not encumbered. And he takes off with your horse.
I'm trying to see if I have any spells that are within range. No, no, no. You said how many yards?
200.
Hmm. 200. With that, I could run and hurl magic missiles.
Roll initiative.
I don't think I'm gonna waste. Oh, God. I win. I break into a run. I can only move if I run. I can move.
If you can move 120
move-
yards in a round, so you can move 80 yards and cast.
Or
spell.
I could move. Can I move 240 and chase him down before he can get up? Like if I beat him, like, he
240?
hasn't even mounted his horse yet, right?
He mounted the horse while you guys were talking.
There was no talking. There was.
You said, you know, if
There was a
horse
death
thief is
threat,
punishable
and then I
by
ran.
death, and he hopped on his horse and.
But I should be able to move the 240 yards and get to him.
Oh, because you're jogging. Yeah, if you take a full run action.
Go action and just run.
Yeah, you beat his initiative, so you can sprint towards him while he like rears the horse around to face the right direction on the road, and you know tries to get it going, but you break into a run, close the distance because the initiative system is slightly broken, and this time it's broken in your favor. Hurrah! Huzzah! So you make yourself adjacent to him as he begins to ride off, which
off provoking an opportunity attack.
a way to abuse the system. Make it your free attack at him. You can get a flank. You can't quite get a back attack.
Yeah. 1, of course.
A 1. Give me a saving throw versus death.
17.
Okay, that's a pass. All right, he takes off down the road at a full gallop. Well, you know, I think he starts at a whatever and breaks into a gallop next round. But at the end of that round, he's more than 180 yards. He's 360 yards down the road.
There's nowhere to buy horses on the road at this point, is there?
No.
This fucking guy. And horses in this system are like, I never realized how broken it is to be at a faster movement rate than.
It's pretty important. Pretty useful.
I miss my phantom steed. I got off the riding horse. Well, I guess I would have been blinking, but I figured it would be freak the fuck out. On top of it.
All right.
I can jog as but he's pushing his horse faster than regular movement.
Right. He's jogging his horse.
No, I'm not letting this go. I'm gonna chase him down. I mean, I guess he's faster than me, but I will follow him west towards Misty Rapids.
Okay, so I guess let's continue the chase. You follow after him. He's going down the road. He gets pretty far ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then you see him actually careen off southward towards the Tether Wilds. He leaves the road around the area where he would be entering like populated areas. There's a stretch between Thornwood Forest and Misty Rapids. Like before you get to Dissect Lands, there's this nice stretch of open. It's not unclaimed territory, but it's unsettled territory. That's where you guys are in right now. But right before he starts reaching like the first set of villages in Dissect Land, he careens southward. And heads out into the Tether Wilds.
There would be nowhere to buy a horse in one of these small villages, is there?
There would be horses. There wouldn't be like a horse salesman, but there would be a farmer who has a horse that you could probably convince to buy it. They're probably mostly draft horses. You might be able to find a riding horse around here somewhere.
No. I think I just trudge into the Tether Wilds, following the hooves and the cloud of dust that he's kicking up.
All right. So you keep after him. What is he doing? Bandit goes that way. He makes a nice wide turn around. I guess the horse is kicking up dust and dirt.
Mhm.
Tether Wilds does have some slopes to it, some hills. I think
Are you
he,
able to
hmm.
off-road with horses at fine speed?
I think the speed's reduced as much as it is for humans. Like you proportionately go down, so the horse is still going
Okay.
faster. But he,
So I guess I guess at this point, no, it's the principle of the thing. I think at this point I'm just hoping to 12.
okay, that's actually passed then. So you end up spotting him, well south of the road now, heading in back towards Thornwood Forest, south of the road. So he's done like a big loop to try and avoid you. Minutes later, jogging after him.
I probably can't jog for long. My con's not that high.
Right.
I don't want to push myself to exhaustion.
What's your perception score?
12.
Okay, that's actually passed then. So you end up spotting him, well south of the road now, heading in back towards Thornwood Forest, south of the road. So he's done like a big loop to try and avoid you.
Okay.
And I guess at some point he breaks into the forest while you're well behind him, chasing after him.
And so I see him heading into the forest back to Thornwood.
Yeah, back into Thornwood Forest.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually catch up to the spot where he broke into the forest. You can see the...
Do I pass where the fight was, where the scuffle was with the bandits?
No, he's well south of that. So if we look on the map, the bandit fight was like right about here, and you are breaking into the forest right about there. This shouldn't be 4 miles, but it's like, 2 miles south of where the fight was. Like that.
I guess I'll try and follow him into the forest, see if I can find maybe they're like these bandits are rendezvousing somewhere. So I'll either follow his horse prints if I can, or or if I see signs of the crossbowman that ran for it or something.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. These are fresh tracks, like literally just made. It's a shod horse going over kind of fresh ground, not even hard-packed earth. I don't think you would need a tracking proficiency to follow a horse off-road like this. Maybe if it was footprints. But with the horseshoes, the horses, if you've seen horse prints, guys, you notice that they dig up a lot of earth, and there's like a big chunk.
He's moving at a gallop.
Yeah, and when you're riding quickly, especially on soft ground like this, it shouldn't be too hard to follow him. So you come into the forest, following these tracks, keeping as close an eye on them as you can. It's not quite sunset time. It's approaching evening. The sun is getting low in the sky, but it's by no means set. When you can hear the sound of laughter coming from down the road, or down into the forest. Sounds like a couple of people joking and laughing about something. You can't see anyone yet, but there's definitely loud noise.
I creep from tree to tree and try and get a peek at the road or the clearing or something.
Yeah. You see a small clearing. Looks like it's been artificially cleared. Mm-hmm. There are a few tents set up. They look kind of like semi-permanent tents. They've got nice big stakes that have driven them into the ground, and there's some leaves resting on them like they've been there for a few days or weeks maybe. There's a cleared area with a little campsite. There's no fire going. One of the men, give me a charisma check. Well, whatever. You recognize him as the crossbowman who booked it. Has a guitar, and he's like kicked back on like a makeshift little chair, tuning the guitar, getting ready to play something. You see the man who stole the horse is brushing down the horse right near the fire pit, and what must be the other swordsman. I'm sorry, it must be the archer. is hanging out here too,
How close
grumbling.
are they all to each other?
I think the furthest ones are 20 feet apart. The guy with the horse is a little off from the others. Um, the archer is fletching some shafts of wood, while the crossbowman is just finishing tuning his guitar and starts strumming a pleasant melody and starts to sing a song. Um, the horse thief laughs and is regaling them with a story of his escape and how you tried to chase after him, and you took off, and in the distance he could see the fat old wizard jogging after him.
I think I just sit behind this tree and listen and wait for nightfall. At this point, I'm not going to be back on the road in time for my deep pocket spell to last. I'll have a huge hassle on my hands. So I like hang out like just in earshot of their camp and just wait.
Yeah. So it sounds like the horse thief is regaling them with, oh yeah, telling the story, clearly adding in some details like you tripped and fell on your face, and you just got stuck on your robes, and he threw a rock at
This
you, and
fucker.
he's like making up a little few extra details. The other guys are getting a good laugh at it. One of them says, Johnson hasn't come back. You think he just got lost again? Oh, what a dumbass. He wants to be big, blah, blah, blah. And the other guy's like, I don't know. Was a wizard. Maybe he caught up with him. Johnson gets what he deserves. Dumbass. You should have seen that there was magic being used and took off earlier. What an idiot. He deserves his own fate. Yada, yada. It sounds like they're getting a little worried that he's not coming back at nightfall, but the horse thief disregards him and says that he's probably dead. It doesn't
Seems like
matter.
they're just gonna camp here for the night, correct?
Yeah, it looks like they make a fire, start eating some food. You're stuck behind this tree, waiting, listening,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually, maybe an hour after the sun goes down, they go to sleep with the embers of the fire crackling.
I guess I only need one soul. I want my horse, but I do need a place to sleep tonight. They each have their own tent.
There are 4 tents and 3 bandits.
Okay. Do I know which tent the horse thief went in?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'll probably wait a good hour after they go to bed,
Okay.
and then draw Carl and slip into the horse thief's tent.
And we'll see you guys in a few minutes on the other side of our break.